Hey Napoleonic fans, we are back with another NTW 3 historical battlefield today, and today we have the Battle of Roncesvalles. Probably butchering the name of how you say it, but it's a battle fought in the Peninsular War, so we have good old clash between Britain and France. Once again, this is in the year 1813. The war has certainly not in favour of the French cause anymore. Wellington and his Anglo-Spanish armies have pushed back the French right towards the Pyrenees. But it's not over yet for the French. Marshal Soult, commander of all French forces in the the Iberian Peninsula, is now pushing back. He is going to try a counter-offensive. 40,000 men now march on Roncesvalles under the command of General Rial, who obviously goes on to become a very famous general at the Battle of Waterloo. And they are taking on the forces of Major General Cole here today, made up of about 10,000 British and Portuguese. But oh boy, we are going to see whether history will be changed here today as Britain takes on France once again to see who will have dominion over Spain. Will it be France, or will Spain once again have its independence and take on the French itself? But yes, it's always good to be back with some more NTW3 battlefields today, guys. It's yeah, a bit very vague and sort of unknown sort of battle, this one. We are using, I think, 1814 cores as well for this one. So we have Soult here with with like his 1814 core. It is pretty much same era, 1813. This is like right, well, it's like right in the middle of 1813 as well. So yeah, you know, it's not too much difference between the two cores at this point. So it does seem as though the main attack's coming from two different areas here for the coalition. I don't know whether it's just a like a guerrilla unit up here. I think this might be the case. It's a little guerrilla cav unit that's been found. So it looks like it's just going to go through all this pass up here and then maybe sneak back around to its own forces. But yeah, Britain and France already matching up against each other here. I imagine, I don't know. I don't think it'll be Wellington's corps. I imagine it'll be like Beresford's corps or something like that. I don't know. I imagine that's the case because there's probably a lot of Portuguese. And Beresford was commander-in-chief for the Portuguese troops. And I imagine, yeah, we're going to see an overwhelming amount of Portuguese troops here, along with some Brits. Yeah, I've been told this is a very, very fun battle. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's always good to see the red coats back in action as well. As a Brit myself, it's always good to see the Brits fighting the French and trying to beat old Boney and try and, you know, this was historically a French victory, so we'll see whether they can change that, the British here today. Maybe get a victory, maybe force back Soult's counter-offensive. He actually does fight this battle, and this was the Battle of Maya, as well as similar sort of times, very quite close together. And he wins both of them, and does force back Wellington a little bit, and gives himself a little bit of relief in the French cause in Spain. You can see the British there coming down with that little lance unit there, or a little, I think it's actually not even a lancer, it's like a hussar or something, but it's been routed by a Spanish lancer here. Well, they're lancers of Dalmatia, really, but they're also Spanish lancers. So, strange name they have there, that's for sure. But some more dragoons were on the way, so they would have been fine. Whether the French are going to sneak around, you can go through this mountain pass, as you can see here. There is, by the looks of it, a British combat gem here, or it's not really British. Looks like a Portuguese combat gem waiting. So there is probably a British army here. So the French might not want to press on. They might just want to, you know, keep tabs on it, make sure that the Brits aren't up to anything too sneaky. But yeah, we've got a lot of cav here actually for the French forming up on this left flank. Lots of dragoons all forming up here. We also got a lancer, a Vistula lancer, which is nice to see. Jan Konopka, you know, with the Vistula lancers, the Los Diablos Polacas, I think. How you say it, but I'm probably butchering that name. But anyway, the French guns are now opening up as well, which is always good to see. You know, firing away those artillery crews of France, still very well trained, very well elite, even at this late period of the war. And yeah, they will start to punish these Brits here. I mean, the Brits are probably high in morale because, you know, they're pushing back the French. They've gone from, like, the border of Portugal and they're nearly at the border of France now. The end is in sight. Just one last push to push the French out of the Pyrenees and back into France proper itself. Got some heavy cav here as well for the Brits, which is good to see. Some, like, dragoons. So yeah, the British dragoons, if you don't know, are much heavier and much more scary than the French dragoons. That's historical as well. These were referred to as the British heavy cavalry. They don't have cuirasses like most of the other like major European powers of the time. They don't really rely on those. I think like their lifeguards have them, but that's about it. But yeah, these cav are very, very nasty, and they will do a lot of damage. The French, typically at this point, don't really have cuirassiers like serving in Spain. It's just really dragoons. And the lancers, those Vistula lancers, are very, very good though. So they will be a problem, and could be a problem for the heavy cav there. But yeah, lots of dragoons for the French here today. They will still cause a lot of problems, that is for sure. We actually have a combat gen here as a little lancer unit. I don't think you'll see action, but it's just something to keep an eye on. I imagine that the French might all be combat gens as well, unless anyone has like a gen to represent Real, maybe. Yeah, they've got an 80-man combat gen unit there as well. That's just an infantry unit. We've got, again, look at this. These little like lance units here, the Dalmatia, just being used to, I guess, scout, but also just like taking a lot of heat right now. I don't know. I can't see any other generals right now off the top of my head. Probably are somewhere dotted about. There isn't any fighting going on that we're missing, luckily, just at the moment. But yeah, there's probably other generals on the way. Well, I was going to say there's one probably here somewhere. There you go. Oh, we do actually have Soult. Okay, so Soult is apparently going to be present at this battle. He wasn't actually present at this battle. It was General Real. Soult was, yeah, was not actually at this battle. He sent a subordinate to go and deal with the Brits. He was busy facing off against Wellington himself. But yeah, there you go. I mean, that little cav unit there was already kind of beaten up from being hit, I think, by a cannon shot. So it wasn't going to be too effective. But it took out a skirmisher. I guess it's something. It's nothing insane. These Portuguese caçadores here, you know, are a pain and do need dealing with. Yes. It's not a big win, that's for sure. Plenty of redcoats over here, though, scattered about. I imagine all the redcoats can form a square. Not necessarily all the Portuguese units can, though. So that's obviously the unit you want to target with your cavalry if you're a Frenchman in today's battle. That's for sure. You can see the British cannons as well. They're chipping away, trying to do some work. And the French look like they're really forming up a big battery here. You can see this. Actually, it's already formed up. We've got an 8-pounders set up here, and then a 4-pounder as well. So yeah, they are ready to go. This looks like it might be a Spanish one, actually. Looking at the uniforms, might be Spanish artillery crews, while this one looks like more French. But it doesn't really matter. Either way, they should do some pretty nasty work in that open field there. Don't know why we have a square formed already here for the Brits, but they have. They also have an artillery piece on this incredible hill here. I'm really impressed how they managed to get this up here, wheel it up here. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty harrowing for the French, who are being probably fired upon in that forest there, hitting away. There we go. Fire when ready, man, for king and country. Ooh. Don't know why we aren't getting the noise. Yeah, it's a strange one, I will admit. Very, very strange one. Yeah, as you can see here, the infantry trying to do their best. They're trying to, I guess, stay hidden. They're not hidden though. I guess you can't be hidden if you can be seen from my cavalry and also the artillery on that very, very high hill. Would make sense. But yeah, it looks like Britain is going to have to... I imagine Britain's playing on the defensive in this one because it is technically a French counter-assault against the Pyrenees. So I imagine the French are going to make a move soon. I imagine the objective is to take this armory, and I don't think there's a building on this side you need to take necessarily. But I imagine, yeah, the French have just got to probably get the Brits out of this town, probably just defeat them. To be honest, if you beat them in that town, there isn't much, many more places you can go back to. There's a farmhouse back here. It's a 4-pointer. That is about it. I do like this map. This does really work quite well for a Iberian Peninsula sort of a mountain map. I think it's supposed to be the Swiss Alps or something, or somewhere like that. But it does work well. Being a nice, good old mountain sort of map. There aren't many. This one certainly works. And we're in the middle of July as well, or was supposed to be. So it's green and luscious, not snowy. Yeah, the guns keep firing away, doing their bit, you know, just trying to chip away. Don't think either side's just ready to make a move forward just yet, but we'll see. Which just says Andalus here. Okay, so we've got some, yeah, like Spanish loyalist, well, Bonapartist Spanish, I should guess we should say, not loyalist. The loyalist ones were the ones fighting for the Allies. But yeah, if you guys are enjoying the NTW3 action and would like to see some more of it, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment show your support. We're working towards 10k subs, and we're slowly getting there, guys. So if you haven't already subscribed and you're enjoying the content, make sure you do so as we work towards 10k subs. And don't forget to hit that notification bell as well, so you don't miss out on a single stream or battle, as we do plenty of battles on the channel for NTW3 and other Napoleonic mods. Now I'm going to try and get a few more sort of like ACW ones, because you guys seem to really enjoy that. And also, we do plenty of streams as well. We have a weekly stream on a Sunday where we play some Napoleonic battles and scenarios. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can see the chasseurs here, Andalus. They are chipping away, doing their bit. Looks like there is gun crews here getting taken out. I mean, you can see here the gun crew for Britain clearly suffering. That poor gunner, dead. He's not getting up. So we got some. I think these are a Portuguese unit, but they look very like green jacket or rifle. They're like a light infantry. They're something Liao, I think. I can't remember their name, but they're a cool unit. Pretty decent as well. Yeah, I don't think they're KGL. They certainly don't look like a KGL. So yeah, so they should do some decent damage. That's for sure. I mean, they do look like at a glance. I think they look like KGL. Like light infantry, but I don't think that is the case. Oh, we've got more dragoons back here as well, unveiling themselves. And yeah, that's another nasty cav unit that Britain obviously is going to bring to the table. I wonder if Britain hasn't got much in the way of cav. We've seen one light cav already be taken out, but it doesn't look like they brought much other than like heavy dragoons. It looks like some light dragoons here as well. I think they're all British light dragoons, and that's just another little light cav that's going to get taken out. I imagine at some point, go and try and take a cannon or something like that. Looks like they're all going to try and hide all their cav up in this little ravine, which isn't a bad idea. It will stay protected from artillery, but it's then got a long way to go and respond to any sort of problem. If the French just send a cav unit straight down the middle to try and go for these guns or something, yeah, it could cause all sorts of problems there for the Brits. But yeah, it looks like the Voltigeurs here getting taken out. Don't know why, by what? Oh, Portuguese Caçadores. Yeah, very much a skirmishing sort of battle, this one. Starting off quite slowly. I'm sure it will pick up as time goes on. Got the Welsh Fusiliers here as well. Look a bit like Grenadiers, those guys do. Fire! Oh, silent guns again. Silent guns. There you go, they managed to rout one of the Voltigeurs. It's just a small win, I guess, for Britain. Not really much more than that. Both sides, like I said, though, playing very, very passive, both looking for something to happen. So I'm going to make a cut, and I will return once one side or the other makes a move. So I'll see you guys then. And we are back. It's not much of an engagement, but we actually do have a fight going on. Cavalry dueling here. So the French sending their dragoons here. They managed to actually take out a little British light cavalry. I imagine it's like a Portuguese cavalry, something like that. But they've have been kind of like going cat and mouse up on this hill, on this left flank here, on this huge like mountain top. The British have some light dragoons up here, and there are like some dragoons that just keep sort of like chasing each other. Yeah, so yeah, light dragoons of the Brits and dragoons of the French just keep chasing each other. Just, you know, making sure each of them knows that they're very much there. The French have moved forward this huge battle column, by the way. We've got Grenadiers, like Polish Grenadiers. We've got just Laguerre, lots of sort of line infantry as well. Looks like we've got some sappers and miners as well. But yes, a lot of troops being moved forward here by the French. And it looks like maybe they're going to make a go for it in a moment. We've got a provisional grenadier here as well, 188-man unit. Looks like they're maybe going to try and try some attack column, something where they're going to try and go through the woodland and try and maybe make a strike somewhere along this line, try and break on through. We'll see what they do. But yeah, still nothing really going on just yet. The Brits have been bombarding this farmhouse as well, constantly. Whether that's on purpose or whether that's just missed shots after trying to shoot the artillery, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is slowly burning down as well. Also, the French skirmishers still losing out on these duels, it seems, with the Brits here. The Voltigeurs still suffering, but you can see the British are sending forward some of their Portuguese line. They're going to try and, I guess, I don't know, duel with these guys maybe a little bit, get a line volley off, because certainly do some serious damage here to the Laguerre, kill some guys, and they definitely don't want to be in a line fight with the Laguerre. They will end up just dying. And you can see that seems like this is the case on here, this side as well. It just says, and they lose them. Fighting against British and Portuguese line infantry now, it's definitely not a good idea for those light infantry, those skirmishers. The gun up here is still firing away as well, like pumping rounds into the French that are down there below. Gonna do what damage they can. I don't know why this unit's still in the square. Maybe it's just because they just know there's French cav over there. This is just a precaution, saves them on the micro. It's not like they're gonna get charged by infantry, I guess, anytime soon. So I guess it's not a bad idea. But yeah, certainly a strange move, that's for sure. But yeah, if you're wanting to see, if you're wanting to join more like NTW3 battles yourself, if you're struggling to find games, struggling to find players, feel free to join my Discord. Links down below in the description. You're also welcome to send in your own replays if you've got plenty of replays there. Like, I'm always looking for more NTW replays, whether it's a historical battle like this one or whether it's a custom game. I don't mind. I really want to see what you guys have been getting up to, what kind of battles you're playing. Yeah, if you haven't already, join my Discord, send in your replays. Get involved in some battles and streams if you want to as well. Again, it seems like it's kind of... I thought maybe we were going to see some sort of action now, but oh, here we go. France has gone in. France has gone in with cavalry. The Colonel General Dragoons here going in for a little charge. Also looks like this Spanish Lancer Cav is going to try and go in. It might, don't know if it is going to really pull it off. It definitely tried, as you can see there, to try and get the guns. Failed, squared, just about did enough. And the Colonel General here helping to tie down the Light Dragoons, which I think are actually Portuguese Light Dragoons. These, I think, yeah, these are more British ones, I think. I could be wrong, but just looking at the uniforms, they're ever so slightly different. And I think these ones, yeah, are Portuguese. But yeah, plenty of cav up here to protect those guns, but like that. So this is a failed cavalry assault. Maybe this Dragoon might return. We'll have to see. But France is going to have to try something else now. It can't be sneaky. Might as well just go for absolute force. And that looks like what's about to happen here. These guys look like they are hidden. Thank the Lord they are. My gosh, that cannon up on that hill otherwise would have a field day. Just bombarding these lines. And you might be able to do sooner rather than later, because I don't think many of these units over here are actually hidden. No, they're not. They're idle. But yeah, I wonder whether these guys... Oh yeah, look at this one. Walking, not in combat. It's not hidden necessarily. Oh, this one's walking, hidden, not in combat. So yeah, I think they're going to start to get hit pretty hard. This is marching column in a moment. I'd certainly start hitting it. The artillery is pumping the rounds in, and it looks like we're going to see Polish infantry moving forward here, and also just like some general line infantry. So yeah, the Poles leading the way. Antoni Sukalski, the 7th Polish Line Infantry, is going to go forward. The Poles pretty damn good as well, some of the more elite troops in the Spanish army, so it will be interesting to see how these guys do. The 21st Laguerre going forward, they're going to try and duel with those Brits. Laguerre probably the best chance of doing it. Decent accuracy, decent reloading skill. I wouldn't say as good as the Brits for either of those departments, but it's the effort that matters. There are some freakishly good Laguerre units, but on average, the British units will outgun just about any French unit. The French need to rely on melee and a good old bayonet charge. General's under attack, and we have an American man doing the voice. Probably because I have ACW installed. So yeah, it's for some reason we have an American man reporting saying that our general's under attack, which is always nice to know. But yeah, as you can see here, it looks like Soult's being shot at by something, but I don't know what exactly. Light infantry is now coming forward. I thought maybe they would just go straight on in, and they go in for melee attack, like they have on this right flank here. As you can see, the Poles have won their fight there. That's nice. We've got light infantry going in, taking on the Portuguese, doing some serious damage to them as well. Actual redcoats fighting here. Yeah, it doesn't look like these French are going to hold on much longer. They're starting a red line now after their first fight. And no surprise, there's been some Dragoons sent in here. British Dragoons going in. The heavy cav that we spoke about earlier. And they are going in. They're going to do what work they can. And yeah, they have pushed back all 3 of those French units. The Poles are in retreat. And the British heavy cav is not going to follow that up as more French infantry shoves on forward. And the French also coming in from the center, starting to affect this right flank here. The British now being forced back into the wooded areas. So they're trying to shift over some reserves, perhaps. Looks like some... Yeah, these guys might be KGL, actually, looking at them. They're definitely KGL light infantry. And then we do also have that Portuguese light infantry unit there. They're all shifting in the direction of that right flank there. We've got a French attempt for charge by some dragoons here. Looks like it failed. Hit those squares, and that was enough. But whether that will slow down the British volleys and allow the French to get a little bit closer, because that's kind of what you have to do. Just like force them into square the Brits, and then you just kind of send in the boys and with the bayonets twirling. Infantry being hit hard here by artillery, which is good to see. I mean, if you're rooting for the French, that is. If you're rooting for Britain, not so much. Yeah, they're hitting some of these really good units very nicely. And look at this. France is going through the British line infantry right now. You can see a counter charge here from the British light dragoons. They're going to go in. They're going to cause some issues. Looks like for Spanish infantry here, maybe. Does they look like Spanish infantry? They might not be. Looks like we're going to see dragoons trying to go in. I don't know where they're going after light infantry. They're just mingling in between the squares of the Brits. They're getting descended upon by British dragoons, getting routed pretty easily. Looks like the French also got routed here by the light dragoons. There's a costly assault here by the French on this flank, that is for sure. And it's quickly turning into a bit of a melee fight, is this one. The policy of shooting at each other in line is gone. Looks like the British dragoons again going to try and take out another unit. Swiss infantry here. Could have formed square, but didn't. Also annoying their famous red. So kind of unnerving. Very different. But the British are going in here for a melee charge. Portuguese infantry being sent in. Laguerre going in. And look at that. More cav going in. This looks like the Portuguese dragoons. They've been routed, beaten back by superior French dragoons. Whether the French are going to countercharge, yeah, they are. They're going in for the Portuguese infantry. Not a bad choice. Surprised these guys didn't break. They might now. French forced back here by British infantry, and as you can see the French dragoons coming back in. It's not even British infantry. I keep saying that. So they have the flag there. It's Portuguese again. They're responsible for yet another French rout. And it's very even on this flank over here. Both sides routed a lot from each other. They might need to hold off and just then rely on the French on this side here to make a bit more of a move. Britain trying to pull back some of his infantry here. And the battle for this forest is almost over as they kind of move out of the forest and towards the town. French dragoons again. Massacring some poor Portuguese troops, sending them back towards their own homeland. Yeah, light infantry here looks like it's going to get routed as well. And this might be the KGL. So that's some very good units there for Britain that have been removed. There is still a couple of dragoon units over here, by the way. So whether Britain want to throw those in, maybe to stop these Laguerre and the dragoons here, I might think about doing that. Britain's also bringing forward more redcoats.
Your men have been routed, sir.
French infantry getting routed. There's plenty more from where that came from. You see the columns here of French getting already. What have we got moving forward here? Looks like a lot more Portuguese infantry. Not a good sign. You want these boys to be in red, not in the light, or not in light blue, in navy blue. And here we go, big cav charge coming here from the Brits. Looks like they're going to send in all their dragoons. It's now going to take the will of the French here to stop them. The Guerre forming square. Going to volley off into those boys. You see the Castadores are going to form, charge in, sorry, against squares. I don't think these guys have got, any sort of melee capability. But it might just tie down the French a little bit. Here we go, France now going to respond with his 26 E dragoons. They're going in against the much more heavy and scary British dragoons. But it might, don't think it will change much. Yeah, the dragoons, the French, routing. These are some of the finest horsemen in all of Europe. Looks like they're going to try and go for a side charge onto the Guerre here, who has come out of square. If we can get artillery to shoot onto this cav, that would be huge. But I don't think they can. We have got the Peninsular Legion cavalry there. We've got more dragoons as well setting up, fighting in the river. I'm going to see how long this British cav can really last. They are orange when it comes to morale. It's not great, but it's not ideal. Oh my gosh, look how many dragoons. There's at least another 2 there. So I think there might be 3 in total in this small area here, and they're going to descend onto the French infantry here. It can't form square, I don't think, all this. Well, actually, I don't know. Thought I saw a Swiss infantry amongst them, but I think they've been routed. The French still pushing hard on this top part over here. We've got the line infantry here doing a decent job. The Guerre also firing point-blank range, trying to do some serious damage to those Brits. But yeah, it's not looking good in the center at all for the French right now. Lots of infantry is broken. Cavs just about holding them back. We have got the Peninsular Legion Lancers in it now. And it looks like we've got, what have we got in here? It's just Spanish infantry battling with the Brits in there, which looks like it's just maybe a rifle unit and then some Portuguese, perhaps? Kind of hard to tell. But they're fighting on in there, trying to do their best. British cav is on a red line. So is the Peninsular Legion, though. Then you be careful. Pulling cav out is a risky business. There you go, multiple cav units on a route here. The Peninsular Legion. Oh, this is a healthy one. There's another one. We've got 84, oh, 80, sorry. Going down pretty quickly. Okay, the other one's back here. It's 49 now. And it looks like, yeah, looks like the British left is shattered. The French still going in pretty hard here. Still going in for the old melee charges here as well. The Guerre going in, light infantry. They could really do with a bit of cav support. Actually, this is all. I think this is Portuguese infantry or something like this. But it's not. It's French infantry it's very deep in the enemy lines at this point. Yeah, look at this. The British Senate having to be forced back after a relatively successful counter charge here by the British Dragoons. This could be backed up or supported. Now the French are making moves against the artillery here in the center. They've been routed though. There is more French on the way, so it does not matter. The Guerre here also being forced back. The French infantry reserves here need to get a move on, get a shuffle up here. There's still plenty of them back here. They could really do with getting some of these to the right hand side. Really press this attack. Force the Brits either back across the river or just wipe them out on this side. Just finish them all for good. There is a British general here actually, so I think both sides have one combat gen maybe. We've got the Polish Lancers going in though. So they're going to go in for the cav here maybe. I don't think it was a desired choice. There you go. They've killed the general anyway. Oh, this was actually a general. No way. That little cav was a general. Wow. Okay. That was a very bold move there by the Brits to throw him in. Whether this British army has anything left, I don't know. But yeah, they need to salvage what they can. Get it back across to the other side right now. Hold on, boys. Gotta fight for king and country. We're gonna change history. We're gonna send Soult packing.
Your men have been routed, sir.
look at this. The Polish Lancers coming into the back line, trying to around Castadores here. They're going to try and hit these units in the back. They probably could have formed square, but whether they just wanted to, I don't know. The elite Lancers here, the Polish Lancers, some of the finest Lancers in all of Europe, doing their best. There you go. Looks like this Lancer. I mean, this Lancer is super elite. Unfazed by being shot at by Portuguese units and British units here. I think the British, yeah, forming square there. That might just about stop the Lancers. I don't think they can break. They're good, but they're not square breakers. Doesn't matter though. Infantry here is going to shoot the Brits. Britain's still making pushes here. Sending in, looks like Laguerre, yep, going in, taking on Portuguese line infantry. Portuguese infantry is not going to stand well when it sees units around it breaking, and also when it's in square like that. Receiving a charge is never a favourable thing. But Britain and melee generally is not a good matchup. And there you go, the provisional grenadier is still here, still healthy. We've got looks like some light dragoons coming in, trying to hack and slash at them, take their heads off. They might do it, you know, they might break this unit. They're pulling back. They red line for a minute. One last hurrah maybe here from the British cavalry, trying to save their infantry as they retreated. There's a whole bunch of infantry just stuck up on top of this hill. This just kind of been wasted there. The Brits have also managed to get a cav unit in behind. Why that hasn't taken out the gun yet, I don't know. There is a little light cav here that's managed to get back. Just to take out this gun for the fun of it. Apart from that, there's not else much it can really do to influence this fight. See here the Dragoons doing their bit, hacking and slashing. Light Dragoons for Britain going in. Looks like they're going to go in for a side charge onto the French Dragoons. France is redlining, and he did redline and died. And maybe those Light Dragoons there helped save this infantry unit here that's kind of just been stuck in the mud, right in the middle of the fight, isolated. So are these ones here. They're trying to defend the house, I think. But both houses have been failed to be taken by the French. But I think they have the tools to take them. We'll have to see if they still have the provisional grenadiers, just any grenadiers. Also, I think some of their infantry is reasonably good as seems in a melee fight. This is unfortunate. So many infantry units have been pinned up against the wall. These Dragoons are going to milk those kills. There you go, the Dragoons of Orleans. Charging on in. Against squares here, not a smart idea. Lancers here, burying their spears deep into the British chests. I think even still, in squares, and the Brits are breaking. Just the sheer sight of their allies breaking. Building's been taken. Okay, so they took the low building here. Looks like they put... Well, they were going to put some light infantry in there, but I don't think they are anymore. Well, maybe they are. Fair enough. We could do with taking the other one. And then that's kind of really it. There's a few patches of blue left. The Brits did fine to take out that gun, so good on them. There's Dragoons back here, waiting, I guess, to maybe challenge that little cav unit. There's still a few units up on this hill here, as you can see. The artillery and the infantry there have been not stranded up there, but yeah, they're just in the wrong place really for this fight. Then we got another general being killed off. I think, trying to dismount as he was trying to get inside this building and be out of the line of fire of the French, and also the sabers of the French here, but he was not saved. The 26th E Dragoons got him. And I think it's just like a light infantry or something that's holding that building. It certainly is in green. Or it's not, it's in blue. I should really get my eyes checked. Okay, it's Portuguese infantry, I think. Or it's like actually, I think it's a sapper. Looking at the like the shacket they have on, that looks like a sapper. So it could be a little bit tougher to take, but we'll see. Lack of morale might help. Or just generally lack of, I don't know, just lack of generally men, morale, and yeah, generals. Britain should die fairly shortly. We'll see, there you go, another building taken. Didn't take long to take that one. I thought the sappers might put up a bit more of a fight. Wasn't to be the case. So I'm just going to fast forward now while we wait. But there you go. That is the Battle of Roncesvalles. It's a pretty brutal one, that is for sure. A lot of melee in that one. I don't know if the Brits really could have done anything better. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe the cav charge, like the Dragoons, should have played a little bit more defensively than be so aggressive and go down the center. Because the center was kind of not being contested. It was more the flanks. And they had a lot of Dragoons. They brought like, what, they had about 3 or 4, if not more. And yeah, they used some of them okay, but not all of them. We'll put it like that. Some of them definitely kind of got wasted. A lot of them died here in the water, being shot at. Which obviously that happens. Battle. It's kind of the whole part of Napoleon's War. But whether they could have played a bit more defensive when a cav charge came, like they did over here, like they actually were quite offensive when the infantry charged in, counter charge, rout the infantry, do some work. There, but we'll see. Another general's fallen. That's good to see. I think it's maybe an infantry unit here. I'm not quite sure what's dead, but there you go. I think we're just waiting on the inevitable sort of surrender and defeat here by the Brits, which should be very, very shortly. But it's going to be another historical battle for the. Another general's died. I honestly thought we had them all. I thought they collected all of the British ones, but there you go. That's the final one. But yes, it does seem as though it's going to be another repeat of history. Soult's counter-offensive from the Pyrenees is going to be successful here at Roncesvalles, and they're going to see a bit more of a counter-offensive by the French for now. I think it's the Battle of Vittoria that I can't remember if it's. I think it might be Vittoria where they eventually kind of like do the hammer blow and finally like kick the Brits out. I can't really remember. Or Vittoria might already have been, I think, actually, at this point. No, I can't really remember. My dates are getting a little scrambled. You can see here. It's just a lot of Frenchies trying to rush up this hill. And the infantry here just waiting. Oh, there's French cav waiting. Dragoons, they've managed to sneak up here. They're going to just descend onto the Brits. Whether they'll form square. I mean, to be honest, will not be trying to prolong this battle anymore, but we'll see. See what they do. They might do it. They might bait it. Ah, no, they didn't. Fair enough by the player there. He could have if he wanted to, but he didn't, and I respect that. The guns here. I think he is actually going to try and unlimber the guns, though. Try and get them used, but there you go. That should be the battle. I can't see any blue squares left on the battlefield unless anything's hiding and re-rallied. I'm not sure, but yeah, that should be the battle. There you go. We have the end results, hopefully up on the screen for you guys. The French did win, so yes, a glorious, glorious result for them. I loved a good old melee fight there against the Brits. It's the best way to defeat them, really. Just try and rout those Portuguese units, and then it affects the other units around them as well. And yeah, and the cav just, unfortunately for the Brits, was not used well enough. I don't think that heavy cav that they are so reliant on in this period and this theatre did not come in handy in today's battle, unfortunately. But yeah, this was sent in by Johnny Le Buffoon, who's playing as one of the French armies, who's playing as the one with that grenadier, provisional grenadier. So he made the big push over here. Got 139 kills, that provisional grenadier. His other grenadier, the Polish one, got 86 kills. His Visual Alliance was 83. But there are the rest of the results if you want to have a look at those. And yeah, that is the Battle of Roncesvalles. I think is how you say it. Like I said, I probably butchered the name multiple times. I do apologize to any Spanish watchers. It's not on purpose. I'm just a terrible pronunciator. But yeah, there you go. Another historical battle ticked off the list. Another Peninsular War battle ticked off the list. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment show your support. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.